If you're going to Austin City Limits, here are 5 things you need to know. Whether you're going weekend 1 or weekend 2, hopefully these tips will help you out if you are going to Austin City Limits. I will be going for my 5th time at weekend 2. It kind of varies every year. I either go weekend 1, weekend 2, sometimes I go both. This year I'm going weekend 2, so I have compiled some quick tips for you guys to help you plan your ACL experience. Number 1 is going to be go early and leave early. If you don't want to deal with the Austin traffic, go early and leave early. There is no parking near the festival that is going to be available, so rideshare is going to be your best bet. You can do things like trying to schedule ahead of time. I always recommend to get there early, enjoy the festival, see things around the festival, see different artists, and that way you don't have to deal with the car traffic and the foot traffic. And then even if you leave just like 15 to 20 minutes earlier, which can be hard if you love the headliners, but even just giving yourself that little bit of leeway will help you when it comes to getting out of the festival and getting to a rideshare or getting to however you are getting to and from the festival. As I've recommended in past videos, I always recommend going to the Lady Bird entrance. It's easy to get dropped off at like the Austin High School that's nearby. I'll put a map up of what I'm talking about and taking the bridge across. But I've always had success with going the Lady Bird entrance. It's a less crowded entrance and it's easy to get in and out of. I think it's also a lot easier for an Uber to find you or drop you off. So if you are going in the app, I think you'll be able to put what entrance you want to get dropped off at, and that'll make it a lot easier for you. The peak times for this festival is definitely going to be anytime after 4 p.m. So if you're able to go earlier, I would definitely do that. Moving on to number 2, it is so important to stay cool for this festival. And looking at the forecast for this weekend and next weekend, it looks like it's going to be a toasty one. So I definitely recommend having some type of fan to keep you cool, or if you have one of those cooling towels that you can get wet, that would be really great. Wearing a hat if you need to, sunscreen if you need to. These things are really important to make sure that you can stay cool and stay protected. I also recommend having something to stay hydrated. So whether you bring a hydration pack in or some type of reusable water bottle, they do have water refill stations. So that is another way to stay cool throughout the weekend and stay hydrated. Hydration packs are allowed. I'll get to the bag policy in just a moment. For tip number 3 on what to wear, I will cycle through some of the photos of what I've worn in years past. Honestly, things that are comfortable, that are breathable, that are easy to wear. I don't recommend wearing like a romper or anything like that because of the porta potty and bathroom situation, but something that is flowy and comfortable that you can dance in. I try not to wear jean shorts. I try to wear stuff that is more flowy than that, more comfortable than that. If you have a printed like matching piece set, that is always an easy and safe option to go with. And then no matter what, just wear comfortable shoes. Get Dr. Scholl's insoles, but wear comfortable shoes, shoes that are broken in, shoes that you can walk around in. If you have Doc Martens, those are always great. Just make sure they're broken in, but usually I'm wearing some type of Converse or Vans or Doc Martens or some type of combat boot that's comfortable, something that I know I can last in all night long. And then of course I do take breaks here and there just to give my feet a break. For tip number 4, so there is a bag policy with Austin City Limits. Essentially, if it's not a small bag, small fanny pack, or a hydration pack, it needs to be clear. I'll put the photo up here. Just make sure you know those guidelines as well as what you can bring inside of the festival. Some of the things that are really popular are like sunglasses, phone charger, baby wipes, hand sanitizer, earplugs, especially earplugs to protect your ears. It can get really loud depending on how close you are going to be to the stage. And then of course, making sure you have wallet, ID. I believe ACL is also cashless, so definitely make sure that you have that ready to go. It used to be when you activated your wristband, you also could pay with it. I don't know if that's available this year, but if you do, you can link your card and everything, and then you're able to pay that way. Again, just double check what's allowed in, what's not allowed in. I just went through a really quick kind of list of what I'm always thinking about. As long as you read that ahead of time, you should be good to go with security. So for tip number 5 is how to actually enjoy this festival. If there's an artist that you really want to see and you really want to get a good spot for it, I recommend being at that set at least 15 to 30 minutes early, just in case, to claim your spot. They do give times between those sets, so just make sure that you are there. If you want to camp out, you definitely can, but at least give yourself 15 to 30 minutes to make your way through the crowd. I always recommend to see artists you wouldn't normally see, so if you're able to dive into that lineup, definitely do it and maybe see some artists you normally wouldn't. I always love just walking around, checking out the different artists when we don't have anyone we want to see and just vibe. You never know what artists you're going to find. I definitely have found some of my favorite artists just by doing this. The food at ACL is definitely top notch, so I recommend maybe trying out different vendors each day. The drink prices have definitely gone up, so just prepare for that. As well as check out the different activations that they have. They've definitely gotten a lot more brand activations over the years with like free goodies and stuff to hand out or free photo ops and stuff like that. So definitely check out some of those things, because as I was looking through the website, there's a lot of cool things it sounds like that's going to be at ACL this year. Finally, just stay hydrated, eat full meals, take some breaks, try to get out of the sun if you can. It definitely beats down on you. There is a beer hall where they have fans and misters and stuff. There is also some shaded areas as well. So if you don't have anyone that you want to see, I definitely recommend just trying to take a break, get out of the sun, and recoup for the rest of the night. Those are my top 5 main tips for Austin City Limits. If you have any questions, feel free to comment it down below. These are some of the main questions I always get asked, so hopefully I got you prepped and ready to go. If you want to know what the ACL experience is like, I do have vlogs on my channel, so I will link those videos down below for you guys. I also do have a guide to Austin. I've lived in Austin for 5 years as well, so if you want some recommendations on what else to do outside of ACL, I will link that down below. The last thing I'm going to promote is my friend Rachel. She goes by Rachel Lately on Instagram. Definitely check her content out. She has tons of recommendations for Austin things to do. She also has a food account called 512 Bites, so if you're curious about other food recommendations and things to try while you're in Austin, I will leave that down below as well. If you did like today's video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what weekend you're going, weekend 1 or weekend 2, and if you're going to weekend 2, I will see you there. Thanks for watching today's video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!